While Josef Mengele became the face of Nazi medical horror, there was another man, just as monstrous, who remained hidden behind U.S. silence. His name was Dr. Shiro Ishii. In the name of science, he orchestrated unspeakable acts on thousands of innocent people. But unlike Mengele, he was never punished. Why? Because the truth was buried, until now. Dr. Shiro Ishii was no madman in a basement. He was a graduate of Kyoto Imperial University, one of Japan's most prestigious institutions. By the late 1920s, Ishii had already begun pushing for biological warfare as the next frontier of military science. He studied germ theory in Europe and the United States. What he saw wasn't just medical progress, it was potential. Ishii believed bacteria could be deadlier than bombs. He argued that for a fraction of the cost of a bullet, you could unleash a plague. He persuaded the Japanese military that germ weapons were the key to winning wars. In 1932, with funding from the army, Ishii built his first prototype lab, Zhangma Fortress in Baian, Manchuria. Officially, it was a water purification plant. In reality, it was a prison laboratory where Chinese captives were subjected to medical experiments, vivisections, disease testing, organ removal. It was here that Ishii refined both his methodology and his ideology. But Zhangma was just the beginning. By 1936, with backing from the highest levels of the Imperial Army, Ishii expanded operations into the massive facility known as Unit 731 near Harbin. This wasn't a secret side project. Ishii reported directly to top brass and received visits from elite generals. His work was considered patriotic, even noble. What made Ishii especially dangerous wasn't just his ambition. It was his charisma. He knew how to manipulate bureaucracies, charm superiors, and cloak horror in the language of science. He recruited Japan's brightest medical minds, offering prestige and unlimited resources. He framed his experiments as necessary sacrifices for national defense. He dehumanized victims as subhuman, or worse, as tools. Mayuta. He wasn't a lone wolf. He was a leader, a network builder, and most disturbingly, a man whose crimes were rewarded, not punished. After the war, Ishii was never tried. In fact, he lived out his life peacefully in Japan. That's not a footnote. That's the core of this story. Because Ishii wasn't the exception. He was the system. But Ishii's story doesn't end with the war. What the US did next will shock you even more, and it explains why you've probably never heard his name. Kindly subscribe, like, share, and keep watching. The real betrayal is just ahead.